Gonna be going live. Let me know. I'm waiting to make sure I am heard. Takes a minute. So I'll just set this up. Waiting for indication. Am I on yet? I know it takes time. It takes a lot of time for um, everything to go through with YouTube for some reason. Okay, moderator, do you hear me? I'm waiting. In any case, hello? Come on, guy. All right. I believe by now I should be on. Okay. No? And Claire, thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So, hi, everyone. I'm Judge Desire for Knowledge, and you are listening to Know Your Truth Real Talk. So, I haven't been live much. I've been out and about, which I just started a new show. I'm out and about travels. And so, whenever I'm around outside where I can tape live, I am now doing, I'm out and about travels. And when I go abroad or out of state or visiting other states, countries, I will be going on to that channel, as well as my legal channel, which will be next Saturday. I will be out and about, so it will be taped. Usually my legal matters are taped. I'm so happy that you guys join me every now and then when you can, or check me out when you have the time to do so. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It will really help others that are looking into some really interesting things and content that I put together. And I believe it is. And I'm sure there are a few people, it's not going to be 100% of everyone, but enough to say, hey, it's worth the time to do so, right? Anyway, as I stated, this is a self improvement, self empowerment talk show. So when you come, say hello, let me know you're there. I will shout you out. And also dialogue with you guys about any questions you may have on what the content is, or if you've had that experience as well. So on this episode, I decided to of Know Your Truth Real Talk. I decided on the topic of be aware of tricksters and know your truth, because there's a lot of things going on now. There are people who play a lot of mind games more than we think or want to know about. And until someone falls victim or gets hurt by these people or another person, they really don't know, you know, um, about that person being that or about the situation until it comes out. And some people get hurt by that monetarily, personally, emotionally, in all kinds of ways. You may meet someone, they talk a good game, and then only to play on your emotions later and waste your time and energy. And we've got a lot of people out there like that. So I decided that that's the topic I wanted to work with today. All right. On a personal level, I've seen this happening a lot, and I decided this week I was going to utilize that one to help a lot of people that there are a lot of nice people out here, female and males, and they get to meet people that aren't so nice, that I call tricksters, because they're out there to prey on you. So, um, if you've ever met someone who plays a good game, um, and a good game of talk, and kind of like find out later that they were liars from the start, that's sad. But they're there, like I said, they're everywhere. So I'm talking mostly to single adults. As if you're married, you shouldn't have that situation unless you're doing it on both sides, because nowadays people are just using everyone. Sometimes it's even married, but unfortunately. But this is for those who are single and choose not to date, or are dating but don't want to get serious. And these are normally the ones that get used Not saying all of you do. I'm not putting it out there like that. So please do not put in the comments that I said all single people are being used. No, you're not. These are what the tricksters use. They use the single people, sometimes not even single, but um, these are the tricksters, not what I'm saying. Okay, this is what they are known to do. Male or female, it doesn't really matter anymore. But it's more prevalent now that females are now doing the tricking, and the rules have, now and the roles have actually changed because it used to be years ago when I was growing up, guys used to trick female single women, and now it's the females. So the roles have played different, have actually changed, and they trick you out of your time and money. And even if they were never interested in you, you getting tricked. Um, I'm sorry. Yep, they sure are. They are out there and even trying to feel. Yeah, I'm about to talk about that. To real and married men. Yeah, you can check my other show. I have an episode on Jezebels as well. This is co-related to that, but they're defined differently though. If you go through the video, I'm really good at defining the difference of it. Not giving myself a pat on the back about that, but I made sure that this show is different from that show. But yeah, when the case of married men as well, I'm gonna get to that point. Thank you for that. Um, Moderator, you're good. I like that about you. You're on top of your toes. Shout out, kudos to you, and thank you so much. And so it's more prevalent with the females now. For some reason, the roles have changed, and so you're gonna get the type of person, and there's still males out there that trick you, but not as much as I've been seeing the females doing. They put on a good game, doing what's natural to them, and you wouldn't even know um, at first that you wouldn't even know that they're doing that, and you're not their first and you won't be their last, because that's how they run. What they have when they play someone, they eventually, after they're tired and finished with you or whatever they need from you, then they move on to the next, as we stated, and some of them are actually married, just like the moderator was saying, bugging hard, and have children with these tricksters. And that's when you get serious about somebody. Let me just put it what I mean to say. You can get so serious that you don't know the person's a trickster. And then it's too late once you get involved to the point where not just a committed relationship, because you can get out of that if you're not going to have children, but if you get married and you have children, now you're stuck in it. And a lot of people have found out that they were stuck with these type of women, that have to pay to get a divorce, or they'd have to share their assets, and et cetera, et cetera. So this is how you know you're gonna want to know if you're tricked ahead of time, and instead of letting it come to that. Um, Position in your life where you've been tricked out of your funds, your finance, your retirement, your everything that you've worked your heart off for. I'm not saying that they shouldn't take care of their children once you've been tricked. No, you have to. But this is a part of the trap. So, because most of the people aren't going to take care of the children with the funds that they're taking from you in the first place. And that was the trap. But the children are the ones that are the weak ones here. And you have to feed them and take care of them. Hopefully the parent or parents will would definitely utilize that money and funds that they stole or tricked you out of to actually do the job right. But mostly that was a part of the plan. That was a part of the trick. These are times when people are no longer givers and they're takers now. Hard times, we've fallen on hard times. Some people don't want to work, and you can easily be tricked by these manipulative tricksters. So, these are things that are red flags when dealing with a trickster. So, I put together some stuff that I've seen out there, basically through life experiences, through the court system, and actually abroad. So, a person who values material things and money more than love or friendship is usually a trickster. Again, a person who values material things and money more than love or a friendship is usually out to get something from you. That due to is sad. Yeah, that is sad. Um, yeah, that is. Thank you for interacting with me. Basically, yeah. So again, a person who values material things and money more than love and a friendship is a red flag. A person who seeks to gain everything from other people is also a red flag. And if you take the time, you're going to be able to see these indications in the person. They're called red flags because I know people are easy to, or I'm not going to say clueless, but easy to be fooled by certain people with the charms and the looks and the things that they offer nowadays, sex even, and um, that's where we are sidelined. We don't look and see what's going on in front of our faces. Another red flag would be someone who comes in and out of your life, but says they love you. You know, oh, it's either breaking off, coming back, breaking off, or not even that. Just you're on and off all the time. Yeah, that's a red flag as well, because if obviously if you're in a relationship with someone, it's not that you need to be committed. Some people don't want commitments, they just have relationships. But if that person, it's been years ongoing and you're still not getting a commitment out of that person, that's a red flag. Notice that red flag and take it for what it is, because that means that person's out to take or get something out of you. And if you don't have it at that point, they're on to the next person. And then what they're doing is on the sideline, they're making sure that they have you stuck on the side there. And when things open up for you, they'll be back. Because that you're the side, you're the person, whether side chick, side male, you're the one they're coming for. While they spread their legs or whatever, gyrate on someone. I'm not sure what the men do, but they know what they do. And so those things are normally what they're doing behind the scenes, and keeping you believing that you're actually in a relationship. So be very careful about those type of people. All right. And another red flag is always makes excuses when it comes to making a commitment or keeping one. Yeah, not everyone wants a commitment, but like I said, if the person's hanging around you for longer than a year or so, by now you should know if you really want to be steady, even get married. Some people do, and be committed to one person. It's decent to do that. So, I mean, have respect for yourself. Um, Women that have respect and men have respect are going to do that. They're going to commit at least within a year. Okay. If you're not, and you want to sleep around, I don't find that respectable, but maybe you do. But this is how you get tricked. So be careful of that. And only someone who's only there for you when they're in need of having, of something. For instance, they need their rent paid, now they're back in. Hi, how you doing? You know what, blah blah blah, whatever the case may be. So another red flag is only when that person's there in need of needing something off of your hard work. Exactly, off of your hard work. So be very careful, especially if they know that you work a great job. They're not going to stop acting like they're in a commitment, well, in a relationship with you, but fail to commit with you. So make sure you know the difference. Another red flag would be a person who actually whose words conflicts with their actions. Be careful of those type of people. They'll say this and that, but their actions show different. And usually that's considered manipulation. And liars actually know how to manipulate the situation. But at some point in time, within the time, if you allow that person a long enough time, you're going to find out the truth and they're going to slip up, because a lie can't be done for so long. And then there's mass manipulators that can lie for many multiple years, but eventually they'll break and fall. And you'll find out, wow, I've been with a manipulator, or I've been talking to a manipulator that was wasting my time all this time when I could have found a real good guy or a real good woman. And don't let them waste your time either. Date sites and things like that can and cannot be good for you. I mean, I met my husband on a date site, and we were just blessed because it wasn't like it is now, and we didn't know it would last this long. So, you can't be fooled by people. If you have self love and self care, you're going to know the difference. And if it doesn't work out, and it doesn't work out, leave it alone and move forward and upward. And then if it's meant to be, it'll be come back to you. All right. And so this way, you're not using each other, at least sometimes, not all the time. And so when I was saying the red flag is they're only there for a good time or when they're in need of something. And another red flag is when you are in need of something, they are never around. Never around, not even for conversation. I'm just going to put some theories out here, conversation, sex, or whatever it is that you want from the person. They're never around. But when they need something, they're around. Those are red flags. Another red flag would be a person who actually like I said, their words convict with their actions. They do one thing and another is what you see. Another flag would be tells you one thing but does another. So you're going to know that because if it becomes consistent that you hear, oh, this is what we're going to do and what we're going to go and where we're going to do and what we're going to do as a goal, where we're going to go, what we're going to do, but none of it comes together, then that's kind of like a red flag too, because the person is not consistent and keeping up with what they're saying and doing. So this tells you that they're just tricking you and manipulating you at the same time. Another red flag is when you call them most of the time, you get the voicemail, or they're always at work or missing in action somehow, some way. Unless you're going to visit them, if it's a phone conversation, you're not going to know where they are, but they're always never available to you. That's another red flag as well. Um, what I wanted to say is to someone who asks a lot of questions. Um, that's one big thing you need to look at when people ask. Someone asks a lot of questions and dominates the conversation on the phone. It's in order to get information out of you. So be very careful, especially if you haven't seen the person in a while. Or maybe you just met them and they just want to know everything about you, or an ex and you are still talking. No matter what the case may be, if they're asking all these questions that has nothing to do with um, anything other than what they want to know financially, let's say. Are you dating? Are you not? Which is common questions. So you can be sidetracked by thinking someone really cares for you. In reality, they want to know what's going on. And sometimes I'm really, really be careful of talking about your ex spouse or boyfriend or wife or whatever, because then some of these tricksters try to play being that person. They'll find out what you like, who you like, what kind of person you want, like, or what, all the things you like, and become that person. Those are manipulators and narcissists, actually. And we have a lot of them. And they also form into the same criteria of tricksters. So you got to be very careful of those type of tricksters, women and females and males. Um, these treat they For instance, they'll dominate your conversation with finding out the information they need to either get something out of you, such as money, or use it against you in the relationship later. They have all kinds of things so that you can feel sorry for them, blah, 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 and, give you that mentality of, oh, you know what, maybe they're right. Maybe I shouldn't, or I should, coulda, woulda, shoulda, and it's not true. So you got to really be very careful because these tricksters actually set you up for a temporary or permanent situation. So you got your one that where they can utilize you for funds by using sex, their charm, and manipulation. So if you were fooled and your relationship was actually temporary, the tricksters got what they needed and they left. They're on to the next one. All right. Um, you're out of your life. then come back into your life more on you. Yeah, exactly. They know how to do it because when they're in and out of your life, they're actually entertaining someone else, most likely. Okay, we're just going to go with that because if they weren't, then they wouldn't need to come in and out. So obviously, they're entertaining other people, and this might be their career. Who knows? Tricking all of these people. I was watching a show last night, The Beehive Taker. No, The Beehive Keeper. That's a good one. It has nothing to do with um, tricksters in this sense in relationships, but it was being tricked. Um, yes, The Beekeeper. Thank you. That's a good movie. It's action packed too, and it has a lot to do with tricksters. I would check that out. I think it's on HBO, everyone. Go check that out. That'll start you thinking about, okay, it's not relationships, it's about general tricks that are played on people. Okay. I'm not going to say anymore. So, if you were in a long term relationship, in a temporary relationship, the trickster got what they wanted, needed, and left. And if you were fooled, and your relationship seemed permanent, this trickster, usually the permanent trickster, ties you down for your assets by either marrying, getting you to marry them, and or having children with them if it's possible, if they can conceive or not, or the opposite way, male or female, you put it in your situation if you're in that situation or if you're figuring it out for yourself. And what they do is this is the way that and th- this is the way that they are able to have an outlet to your monies in the end. And then when they're done with you and tricking you with their tricks and manipulations, they're out looking for the next trick to trick the next person. So, and in the interim, they are tied to you now. So be very careful of that. Where now they're married to you, they can actually divorce, which is going to cost you money. Take care of your money, your home. If they're not married to you, they legally have some type of attachment through children, which they can still take money, custody, because money is not everything. But it's, if you're working hard and it's your money and you've been tricked, it's going to mean a lot to you. And like I was saying, and they have the children based. I've seen it in the court where women, and they don't need to tell me. I could tell it's consistent with certain people. You'll see them come like every 2 years, 3 years with new children or different fathers. It's sad. I experienced that when I was working in the family court part, and it's really sad about it. So I wanted to mention that it does happen, so no one here can tell me it's not. Other things that happen, and women can go out there and say, no, we don't. Yes, you do. I've seen you do it. I've experienced it where I work, and so there's proof of that in a lot of courthouses. And so, men or women, please watch yourselves when you have children with these people. They are actually, whether it's female or male, take you for the ride, the biggest ride ever, or even marrying them. You're going to definitely pay um, because they're tricksters. I'm not talking about other people. It's beautiful to be married, but I'm talking about tricksters aren't in it for that. They're in it to come and take what they can. As I said, we're in a place now in life where it's about taking and not giving anymore. So, and most of them are usually not going to work or doesn't feel like they should have to. They feel entitlement, that they can take money from people and just not work. Or if they do work, they don't have to do much because they're going to have someone there to take the rest from. Yes, that's a perfect word. Yes. Leeches. You know what? I should do a show on leeches. No, this is the same thing. Tricksters. Thank you so much. That's a good one. Leeches. And that's funny. LOL, right? LMAOL. This is what they normally do when it's the permanent ones. They already fixated on you. They're gonna make you feel loved, beautiful, like you. They always cared about you. They give you all the charm and whatever behind the scenes that you do in relationships, as far as romantically, keep you going, making you believing it. And some of these tricksters are in a relationship. So I mean, get into the relationship just to do this. As I said, I've seen it as living proof in the courthouse. So be careful of all the information you give people you don't know, and even people you do know, but you don't know that they want a relationship with you. Because sometimes people will talk to you as a friend and really want to date you because they know you make the money and this and that, and they'll play the friendship role until the time comes and then act like, oh, I loved you or liked you all the time, right? Yeah, okay. That's after they get the information they need. So, like I was saying, be very wary of those permanent tricksters because that will permanently scar you for life, most likely, and your children too sometimes because they didn't ask to be put in a position like that. So be very careful who you have your children with. That's a big thing because I've seen the sorriest of the sorriest, and I won't mention, but yeah, it's sad. And like I said, their manipulation, they're out looking to trick the next person. Like people who are vulnerable, people who just got out of relationships they look for, or people that just got out of a marriage, widowers, etc. People that are at their lowest point in life. These are the ones that come and attack. Um, the tricksters come and attack those type of people. They prey on the weak, and the easiest that they can manipulate and get control over are the ones with their charms, their sex, um, their their romance or whatever they do nowadays in order to catch a man or a woman. These tricks are being played out. If you get smart, you won't need to be worrying about this part or this video because you need to get smart up, not dumb down. All I'm saying is don't allow to be used by anyone who hasn't earned your trust. That's huge. Okay, we can go over this again. Don't allow yourself to be used by anyone who hasn't earned your trust. And sometimes they'll do as far as earning your trust just to get there. But be very wary about also I wanted to say long distance relationships as well. Some of these tricksters are in a relationship or a marriage already. Um, and lead you on believing that you are the only one in the relationship um, with them, and make sure you're not a third party in the relationship because obviously they're out to get something from you and keep who they have at home as well. So if they can get plenty, why not? I mean, you're not living next door, you're not going to visit. And some of them, they're, oh, well, I can't visit you now, maybe next year, maybe next year. Just be very careful about long term relationships, distance not long term, I'm sorry, distance, long distant relationship. I personally know for a fact because when I go abroad, I see that a lot happen to people because you will never know that that person, if you can't travel and that person is far, then you'll never know if you're in a third party relationship. And sometimes it can get dangerous. I've seen that too, where they'll come, a male or a female, and come and try to kill the other person who had no idea that they were in a third party relationship. So this is how we have to take things serious and stop these tricksters, sluts, whores, or male or female Jezebels. I don't care either one from doing so because they're going to manipulate you into it, and you're the one that suffered the consequences with a broken heart, probably killed, shot, or dead because of these type of people, which is sorrowful, but it can happen because we don't have people that think with their senses anymore. They think with what. So these I've seen this happen where long distance uh, whether long distance or in other relationships or married with other people. Foreigners are using a lot of games to betray people, to pay their bills, and even for cosmetic surgery operations, to take care of whatever part of their body they're not happy with. And while you're paying up and doing all of that, they go on to another partner. So you're with someone that's with multiple, you're paying the bills, you got them fixed up so they can be pretty because they don't feel pretty inside, I guess. So they need cosmetic surgery. cosmetic operations and you're paying for this. Then sadly, when you go see that person, you find out they were never in a relationship with you at all. They were just there. So foreigners are you not the boy? Yeah, I know. I'm coming up with that. Um, so foreigners actually are going do really doing a lot to people that are living afar that don't realize that it's not just about charm and sex, but they're taking you for a ride, as well as other men or women. I've witnessed myself that they're getting operated and bills paid, and then go to another partner. And through my travels, and acquaintances and expats. Um, that have actually been burned by these foreign women or male. Um, First and foremost, be very careful. They may look beautiful right now, but believe me, it's not going to be about that later. If you value yourself, you're going to want to save your money for the right person. First, you, and then someone that's truly going to balance and be honest with you. Just because they're beautiful or whatever they may seem in front of you is not what you're going to get on the inside. So be very careful, because I've seen the expats been burned. Learn how to use your senses when it comes to this, and your intuition in these circumstances. A lot of people play games and aren't willing to put in the work. Okay, they won't put in the work, and they want the easy way out so they can use their looks, their body, sex, and charm to get it from you. So basically, have self worth and self love and respect for yourself. It's really important that you have those things so that you aren't tricked by the tricksters. Know your truth, okay? That's how come I have this line called, I mean, not line, this talk show right now, Know Your Truth, Real Talk. Because if you know your truth, no one can play you. And don't forget, you're not the boyfriend, you're the next, or you're not theirs, you're next. That's all you are. Don't forget that line. And that's a saying out in a country I won't even mention. I know someone, he's a YouTuber on here, and he says it all the time. Don't forget, you're not theirs, you're not the boyfriend, you're next. So, and that right there should wake you up. You're just next. And no one's usually their boyfriend. You're usually just the next suspect, I should say, that they trick you out. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this session with me, Judge Desire for Knowledge, on Know Your Truth, Real Talk. I hope to see you guys soon. Next week, Saturday, I'll be taping because I'm going to be out and about. So I'll be taping legal matters. I'm not sure which legal part I'm going to do next week, but I sure will be doing it. And I hope to see you there. Please like, share, and subscribe so that others can get to know this is a self improvement, self empowerment channel with legal matters or things that you'll likely um, actually get acquainted with later in life, because sometimes people always need some kind of way to file a form or basics like that. And sometimes I'll go in heavy with stuff as well to help you out. And very informative information. I know you said thank you so much. That is needed out here. And then I also have the I'm Out and About Travels Live. I'll be grilling this weekend, Labor Day weekend, and posting it on all social media. You can check it on YouTube and all the other social medias I'm on. Just look up Judge Desire for Knowledge and you'll find me there. I hope you all have a safe and great holiday weekend. Happy Labor Day to you all. This is Judge Desire for Knowledge, and I have just adjourned. We are now adjourned to Know Your Truth, Real Talk. Until the next one. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you there. Ciao.